Bonsoir Paris, مساء الخير. Hello everybody. I'm فاطمة سعيد. أنا فخورة جداً إني مصرية.
Hi Fatma.
Hi Sabrina.
How are you?
I'm well, alhamdulillah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for doing this.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Egyptian. I live in London. I sing opera. I love music. I love dance. I think I love everything that has to do with art. And I appreciate it a lot.
Opera is your life?
Opera is not my life. Opera is part of my life. This is something I learned. Very easy when you get into something so that becomes such an intense part of your life that you think it becomes your life. The problem is when it doesn't work, you feel that your life is literally falling apart while it's not. And what I had to learn throughout the last years is that I have to see opera as my job. It started off as a hobby, and I think the job should always remain a hobby. However, it shouldn't be my life. My personal life is completely different than the opera life. My life is not a stage. My life is not the characters that I keep on turning into. It's beautiful, and I think what I adore about opera is that you get to live so many different lives. We only have one life to live, but in my job, I get to be a slave. I get to be a princess, Cinderella's mean sister. I get to be so many different people.
How long have you been singing?
I've been singing since I can't remember when, because I mean, as a child, I always used to sing, and I always say I wasn't a wonder child at all. I sang like so many children sing when they were young, so I was not different than children who enjoy singing and performance.
Okay.
So I can't remember when I started to sing, but since forever, I would say. I mean, when I started listening to music, started listening to a lot of Arabic music because my father was very important for him that we stay connected to the musical culture of our country.
Wow. Bonsoir Paris. مساء الخير. Hello everybody. I'm فاطمة سعيد. أنا فخورة جداً إني مصرية.
So I used to listen to a lot of Abdul Hafiz, for example, and Abdul Wahab, and Farid Latrash, and
Do you have a favorite?
I adore Abdul Hafiz. Abdul Hafiz is my Frank Sinatra.
Do you have a song?
I mean, who doesn't love أهواك? I love أهواك. I love أنا لك على طول.
أهواك وأتمنى لو أنساك وأنسى روحي وياك.
How did it develop from a hobby into a career? How did you make the decision, this is what I'm going to do?
I wake up every morning and decide this is what I'm going to do. I don't think I ever settled for this decision. It's very easy to just make a decision and then you just find yourself doing the same thing all over again without really consciously taking it in. And I think it's such a tough job, really a tough job if you don't adore it and love it so much, because it requires so many sacrifices and so much work. And you give up on a lot of things you might not want to give up on in order to have this life.
How do you prepare for performances that you're at right now? Or have one of the largest accolades in the UK, now at the Grand Museum.
Another night is over. Another day is dawning.
When I prep, of course, I'm mostly when I accept any performance or opportunity, I'm usually excited to do it. So starts with my singing teacher, I guess, with continuous training on my voice every day. Cannot just even if I'm at my best shape, stop for a week and then expect to sing a concert the next day. No, I have to train every day. It's like continuously working for a marathon. So well, it always started as a hobby, and I loved it so much. But then when I started studying opera, when I lived abroad, and I studied it for about 9 years.
Oh, wow.
This was the journey that I had to go through to understand what it takes to become an opera singer. The books I've had to read to understand the opera, apart from the music notes, this is a lot of work. And I always have the feeling that people who are unfamiliar with opera, they think I just open my mouth and then I suddenly sing like that. But there's a very important composer called Giuseppe Verdi. He's an Italian composer, one of the most important ones in the history of music. And he said something really beautiful. Per cantare ci vuole anche la voce, which means to sing, you also need the voice, which I think is brilliant. That you have to study, learn, prepare for, and then the voice could come and just be the icing on the cake, which everyone is most excited about.
What is your go-to fitness routine?
No, I don't have a go-to fitness routine. I definitely do a lot of breathing exercises. This helps me a lot for my voice. That's very important. I like to run, and recently I discovered swimming, because it's not only about moving your body, but it's also about using the breath in a smart way. So it's like it combines the breath with body movement, which is really nice. Also, my father was an Olympic swimmer, so it was really nice to also have some lessons from him about like how you breathe and swim and what kind of exercises I could do. I think I started using him too late for that, but I'm glad I asked eventually, and he was extremely helpful, which was really nice.
Do you feel you are young in an old industry?
No, I don't feel that. There are so many young people who are into opera today, and I'm talking, of course, about the world abroad and not in Egypt, because in Egypt we are more unfamiliar with opera, but in Europe, for example, and in some part of the States and also in the Far East, no, opera is quite a thing, and it's quite an important thing as well. And so I'm now in my early 30s. I mean, I'd rather do it now because it's not something I can start at 40, for example, or start at 50. So if I hadn't already been working on it for the past 10 years, then it would be a little bit too late to think about having it as a profession today.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.